In the endless, icy expanse of Siberia, a place where the wind howls stories and the snow keeps secrets, a very, very lost penguin named Pip waddled with a purpose he didn't quite understand. How did a distinguished gentleman from the frosty South Pole end up in the heart of the Siberian taiga? That's a story for another time. Right now, Pip had bigger, furrier problems. A magnificent, yet terrifying, Siberian tiger had mistaken our dapper friend for a walking, black and white appetizer. Pip ran, or rather, waddled faster than he ever had in his life, his little heart thumping against his ribs like a drum solo. Just when he thought his fate was sealed, a colossal figure emerged from the snowy pines. It was a moose with antlers so grand they looked like a piece of abstract art. The moose, whom Pip later learned was named Morris, simply lowered his head, nudged the tiger away with a grunt that seemed to say, "Not today, pal," and offered Pip a ride. Perched between Morris's antlers, Pip felt like the king of a world he never knew existed. Morris became his first, and largest, friend in this strange new land. Life in the taiga was a series of bizarre and wonderful lessons. Pip met a flock of Siberian cranes, graceful and elegant, about to embark on their long journey south. They saw Pip looking up at the sky with such longing, they decided to teach him to fly. Well, sort of, it was more like a series of controlled, very short distance tumbles, but with their help, Pip experienced a few glorious seconds of airtime, soaring over the treetops. It wasn't exactly flying, but for a penguin, it was a dream come true. Feeling bold after his flight lessons, Pip's curiosity got the better of him. He stumbled upon a cave where a giant brown bear was deep in hibernation. He must be lonely, Pip thought, and proceeded to try everything to wake him up. He poked, he prodded, he even tried his loudest squawk, which sounded more like a squeaky toy. His adventures continued. He got into a surprisingly intense snowball fight with a feisty Wolverine, who turned out to be a master of snow-based warfare. Pip, with his flippers, was surprisingly good at packing the perfect snowball. They called it a draw, though the Wolverine would probably disagree. The taiga was full of surprises, but danger was never far behind. A pack of gray wolves, sleek and silent, picked up his scent. The chase was on again. Just as the wolves closed in, a Siberian musk deer, with its peculiar fangs, darted past. Without a second thought, Pip leapt onto its back. They zipped through the forest, a blur of fur and feathers, the hulls of the wolves fading behind them. It was a wild, exhilarating ride that took them all the way to the edge of a vast, frozen lake. Pip slid off, dizzy but safe, and waved goodbye to his speedy rescuer. There, at the edge of the icy water, a whiskered face popped up. It was a baikal seal, the world's only freshwater seal. She looked at Pip, then at the vast, snowy landscape behind him, and seemed to understand everything. With a friendly bark, she beckoned him into the water, a world far more familiar to Pip. She guided him through the freezing lake, showing him a secret river that flowed towards the ocean. It was a long shot, but it was a path home. Pip looked back one last time at the sprawling, wild taiga. He'd been chased by a tiger, befriended a moose, learned to fly with cranes, and rode a deer. He came here lost, but he was leaving with stories that no other penguin could ever tell. As he followed his new seal friend towards the promise of the open sea, Pip knew his greatest adventure was just beginning. What a wild, wonderful, and absolutely bonkers trip it had been. Thanks so much for joining Pip on his incredible journey. If you loved this wild adventure, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss what happens next. See you in the next video.